Welcome to the Guard Chug with Roger and Ed. Roger and Ed, how you doing?
Doing great. Ed, how about you, man? It's your day. Shine.
Let me thank you. Thank you. Yeah, rumor has it, Andy, that I am not 45, and for other reasons, some may wish or may think that I wish that I was 45 instead of 44. We won't get into those reasons. But yes, I am 44 years old. Birthday, had a great time. Thanks, shout out to the family. But I am ready for some Guardians baseball. I did not wear my Tribe hat. I did not wear my Wahoo, which it looks like Roger First and Cuyahoga Falls is doing. But I'm excited about the Guardians. We have Chug on, a great guest. Andy, last week was fun hosting it. I'm glad you guys are back together. We're rolling Dog Chug 2024. Let's have some fun.
All right. We are doing Guards Chug today. We had to redo the whole show because the fighting was just getting out of hand. So we decided to get rid of Dog Chug. Now we're going to be a baseball-only podcast. We're not going to fight. We're going to be really nice to each other. It's great. Ed, it's your birthday. I know it's like a month-long celebration for you, so happy birthday. How are the festivities going to get started? What happens as we get into April?
Oh, well, definitely. I'm a little concerned about our rebranding from the Dog Chug to the Guard Chug, only because if it's anything like the fans of Cleveland, they'll be gone before June or July. So maybe we'll make the show at least to make it till Browns the first preseason.
Still hilarious, even at age 44. That's amazing. Well done.
I love Cleveland so much. I just want people to remember, yes, I'm annoying. I love Cleveland. I was born there. I have a birth certificate that says Cleveland, Ohio. So I feel like it's just like, making fun of a sibling or somebody else. If I'm making fun of Cleveland really bad or really hard, it's because I love it so much, Andy.
Some might notice that Ross isn't here with us tonight. He actually anticipated how bad that joke was going to be. So he just said, I'm not going to come on.
That's good. Good for Ross.
Miss you, Ross. Wish you were here, but we're going to carry on without you in your absence. The show won't be as proficient as it usually is without our producer, but we'll carry on anyway. Roger, how are you doing? People are mentioning in the comments that you've got a new house. What's going on?
Oh, well, I painted back here. I took, that show piled up with 3 seasons of something from every show. Either a top 10 card. I had the Vegemite from when Mick was on. Just stuff up there. So I finally cleaned it all off and I painted the wall. Now I don't know what to do back there. It's just kind of drab. And I have lights up in the rafters and I turned them on and it looked like lightning bolts coming down. It was too bright with the camera. I don't know why. I'm going to have to work on that. So other than that, yeah, I did the same old dungeon, just a fresh coat of paint.
Nice. And everyone look forward to the changes Roger's going to be implementing on this basement over the coming weeks. We got a great guest for you tonight. As Ed would say, huge.
Andy, I got a joke. I got one. I got a Cleveland joke. And look, it's my birthday, so I get away with this one. It's only, like I said, I just want to say it's only because I love Cleveland. But Roger, yeah, the joke's about you getting a new place at your new dungeon. The only thing I would say as a Cleveland fan, I love what you did with the background with the black, because that's probably how your feelings are going to be watching this team this year and watching the Cavs in the playoffs. But maybe you should have padded some of that as well, because being a Cleveland fan, it's a little rough, and we kind of lose our sanity, especially if we go on the X, Roger, as you all know. So maybe a little padded, room dungeon might have done your body some good, because let's be real, our minds are going to be somewhere else anyways.
Right. Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate that, and I appreciate the advice. I'm getting messages from our guest, and he says my camera isn't working. And I asked him, "Is it like the cover on? Number one, there's a little slide cover on. Have you heard from him?"
He did say he was having technical issues.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll see if he can.
I hope he can get it figured out. You know what? Last night I was on the squad pod. I want to thank Lana, Lysandra, and Yvette, before she was, producing from the behind the scenes. But I had a great time on their show last night. That was a blast. I was on there with James.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
Everyone check that out. It's actually,
check that out, Andy. And I want to say thank
Tuesdays,
you to Roger.
8 o'clock. Yeah.
It's actually similar to the Dog Chug, except their show is entertaining. So
Yes, but Andy, I have to give Roger a shout out because I want to say this. Look, anytime a Dog Chug member goes on to another pod, it's like representing all of us. It's like your hood. And I know I'm still vying for that fourth chair, Andy. But in the show of unity right here, I just want to say kudos to Roger for repping the Dog Chug nicely last night. Did a great job with Lana, Lysandra, and then Yvette in the background. And I want to say shout out to them. They gave me a nice birthday tribute. Hey, they're friend of show, they're friend of me, and I love them. So I just want to say thank you, Roger. He did us proud, Andy. Roger did us proud yesterday.
Nice. All right. Well, we got a great show for you tonight. We're going to start with our favorite thing we do on the Dog Chug updates. We're going to bring you guys some news. I think Roger's going to get us started because we have no Ross. We will not have slides this week, but everyone just imagine what we're talking about in your heads. Pretty easy. It's called
like that dome we're going to be building in Brook Park. Just imagine that. Huge.
All right. Well, with that, Roger, take it away.
You ready? All right. Jimmy Haslam at the owners' meeting said they're deciding between two options for the new stadium. They could either build a state-of-the-art dome stadium with unlimited parking and freeway access 20 minutes from downtown Cleveland for $2 billion, or they could put some lipstick on a pig and renovate Cleveland Browns Stadium. I'm not saying Jimmy is trying to rally public support for Plan A, but this is kind of like saying the Dog Chug can either make Ed the permanent fourth seat of Dog Chug, or we can get Ken Carmen to fill in and permanently take it and make us Tall Boy Wednesdays.
Oh, Tall Boy Wednesday would be amazing. We got to do that. Sorry, Ed.
That's reckless speculation, but moving on. The Cleveland Browns are one of two teams that could kick off the NFL season where they match up in Brazil against the Philadelphia Eagles. While many Browns fans are stressed about the pressure of flying down to South America against a tough opponent to kick off the season, Dog Chug sees this as a real positive for the Brown and Orange. This season's success comes down to how our two creepy quarterbacks do. And in Brazil, prostitution is legal and happy endings during massages are encouraged. Think about it. We'll only have to worry about NDAs and undisclosed settlements the other 51 weeks of the year.
Wow. Well done, Ed. That was a good read. Tomorrow, the Cleveland Guardians, or Indians, if the word Guardians offends you, kicks off the season against the Oakland Athletics. Fans are more excited than ever to not tune in. Show up to the Cleveland Bars April 8th, 8 hours before game time for the sellout home opener. Catch a 7-inning nap of 1-0 baseball before waking up for the solar eclipse, and then pay less attention to the season as when your partner watches Love is Blind and you're playing it on your phone. In other words, the Cleveland Browns, in other news, the Cleveland Guardians have partnered up with the Dog Chug for being the Cleveland sport/podcast that Clevelanders think the least about this season. So tune in, watch Ed, Ross, Andy, and Roger frequently strike out and underperform, and watch Steven Vogt bully dudes on social media and get into public fights with Antonetti and Ramirez. Looking forward to that.
All right. Look forward to that. Jimmy Haslam also announced that the Browns are close to an extension with GM Andrew Berry and head coach Kevin Stefanski. While Browns fans are split right down the middle, being excited for building continuity or hating this move for retaining mediocre talent, the Dog Chug sees it a little different. We're just fucking thrilled we don't have to pay to replace our sock puppets.
Amen to that.
Ooh, and crew ain't going to like that. But the NFL owners voted unanimously to ban hip drop tackles this season. What is a hip drop tackle, you ask? And will the officials be able to stop them in real time? A hip drop tackle is simply defined as when the Browns make an ordinary tackle and big-time stop on third down and is in position to receive a punt that will likely put us in victory formation. Roger Goodell said the league offices were up countless nights on how to deal with Browns' success the past season, and he's excited for this made-up rule that the Browns will lead the league in these new penalties and for their defense to go back to being well below average in 2024.
Oof. That darn Goodell, he'll never let us win. The Browns were very vocal about putting forth a motion to push the NFL's trade deadline back, and it will now be moved to week 9. Andrew Berry said he's thrilled and can't wait to trade for 7 more quarterbacks when the guys we have start committing shenanigans towards women, getting injured, and proving that they indeed suck. Asked if the failures at QB ever make him doubt his abilities as a GM, Barry shared. I have to be honest. Every once in a while, I'll wake up in a cold sweat wondering how the hell I gave up so much guaranteed money to Watson or thought old crab legs was a better option than Flacco. But then I browse social media and I see the Nick Carnes post breaking down my latest move to bring back Tim Couch with praise and how in his second to last season playing in the NFL, he had a game where he threw 3 touchdowns and a half and threw for 322 total yards. And I think proudly, who's the class nerd now? I just elicited total praise from a cool football fan. I'm crushing this job.
Wow.
And now we have
All right.
top 10.
That was nice.
Wow.
All right. I just got a message. Resend a stream. Resend a link to Chuck. His camera's not working on StreamYard. So I told him you'll resend a link. Maybe it's something with that.
Looks like he's in, but okay.
Oh, is he?
All right. Anyway, top 10, Roger.
Oh, yeah, I do. I got a top 10 tonight. Decent. Everywhere I looked today, I was on the news all day on the radio talking about the Browns and the Dome Stadium. And Dog Chug found out these are the top 10 signs that the Browns are moving forward with the Brook Park Dome plan. These things make it evident and make it clear. Number 10, Route 237 from Brook Park Road to Berea is already renamed to Jimmy Haslam Highway. So that's a good indicator. Number 9 is the Captain Taco on Brook Park Road. His plans for a new outdoor patio. Right there. Of expansion. Number 8, there's the bar everybody wanted it, Number 8, migrant Mexican bricklayers already filling out Pearl Road motels. Oh, there's number 7, the Brook Park Road Quality Inn, now bed bug free. So there you can get a good clean room there. Number 6, Hopkins International Airport Concourse C has been renamed Shops Concourse. Number 5, the crack dealers in the projects on Rock River Drive will all now be wearing matching uniforms. So it's going to be a little more orderly over there, nicer when you drive through. Number 4, Cleveland Mayor Justin Bibbs' promotional bobblehead day canceled.
Ooh.
Number 3, Adult Mart on Brook Park Road now has complete massage therapist snuff film section. Number 2, the RTA Brook Park Road Rapid Station now being patrolled by the Youth Gang Task Force. So a lot safer over there. And the number 1 sign, the Browns are moving forward with Brook Park Dome plan. Girls at the Crazy Horse now all wearing Brown and Yell booby pasties. And that's tonight's top 10.
Wow. Well done, Roger. Thanks for carrying the show. That's awesome.
Is it booby pasties or tassels?
I mean,
either or, huh? Could be either or.
I'm not going to argue depending on the subject matter.
Right. Yeah.
All I know is I'm not chugging tit juice.
There you go.
All right. Well, that was the Dog Chug update. That was fun. But now we're gonna get a little more serious. We're gonna bring out our featured guest. If you've been a longtime fan, you've seen him before. He is the Cleveland Guardians' biggest fan. Bringing back Chuck. Welcome back to the.
There he is.
What's up, guys? How we doing?
We are doing good. How are you?
I'm anxious. I just want the season to start already, to be honest.
Have you broken anything? Seen a social media post that caused you to drop your phone or crash your car? Anything like that going on this offseason?
Tristan McKenzie's velocity yesterday. I popped a Xanax on the spot when he was at 88, 89, 87. It bothered me.
Something to be concerned about. Okay. Well, before we get started, you bring a certain fun element to the show. Bringing on
I'm so excited. I'm like,
but we're all about nonsense here. So
of course, I'm about nonsense.
We're all going to do a little rule. We're all going to add a rule, to add to the nonsense. So anytime for me that you start going on for more than 30 seconds, Roger and Ed are going to start going, chug it. And I'm going to chug until you're done. Roger, what's your rule going to be?
Man. Anytime Chuck rambles or gives off OCD tendencies, we're going to start chugging.
That's a good one.
Roger, you're fucked.
I'm going to be drunk.
You're going to be an excellent drunk. Ed, what's your rule?
Well, Chuck, it's your first time, but any time that you repeat yourself, I have to chug some. But Andy, I got some questions. Now, here's the thing. Now, do we help each other? Like Andy, if I see a violation, if I see Chuck violating an Andy rule, do I call that out, or only you can recognize that?
Call it out. We're having fun.
Okay, that's fair. I just want to make sure that we all know everybody else's rule. Roger, I got to know your rule because we got to call it out together collectively as a team.
So anytime Chuck starts rambling or gives OCD tendencies.
Yes.
When he starts getting a little OCD, right?
Throw the flag.
Yeah.
Roger, throw the flag. Or in baseball, what could you say? Throw a challenge? What do you call it in baseball?
There goes Chuck.
Well, you scared him off.
You lost Chuck.
The rules.
There he is.
The rules.
And by the way, Chuck, I want to say, usually we talk about all Cleveland sports outside of the Dog Chug update. We're only going to be talking Cleveland Guardians for the remainder of the show. So
to be fair, that's what you should be talking.
I knew you were going to say that, and that's why we're doing it. To all the fans out there that don't appreciate us dedicating a whole show, get the fuck out. We don't need you. We're talking Gardos today.
Well, usually they leave by July anyways, Andy, so don't worry about it. Just leaving early. Sorry.
What are we going to talk about? Like James?
We pulled ourselves together. We have a couple questions. Roger, what do you want to say?
Do you ever think you'd become a drinking game? Only on the Dog Chug. Can you become a drinking game?
No, I did not. No.
There you go.
Nice. Okay.
I'm really excited because we're starting on the West Coast tomorrow night. So like my wife is gonna be asleep. I'm gonna be just drinking a little bit, lying down. I can't wait. I love West Coast baseball because it's like I like 10 o'clock starts because you're just chilling in bed and the wife's asleep.
Do you watch the whole game laying in your bed?
If it's like a regular season West Coast game, usually, yeah.
Because I feel like I see you pacing a lot and biting your fingernails and stuff.
So for the high leverage innings, I go into the main room.
The eighth, say it's a 7th, 8th inning. It's 4-3.
Seventh to 8th, 9th.
Yeah.
There was one playoff game where my wife threw me out of the apartment, like literally. And,
I think you've told that story before.
Did you give her sometimes?
Are you all tucked in, and like if something happens and you're tucked in and you can't get out like the bed? Are you just
I'm
tuck or no tuck?
So the first 5 innings I lie down, and then the 6th and 7 I sit on the edge of the bed. Then I go in the common room for the 8th.
What happens if the bases are loaded?
Okay, now we're getting to.
Then I sit up a little bit.
Right. Not like you're just laying back relaxing. You're into it, even though you're on the bed. Let's put it that way. You're on the bed.
Yeah.
You gotta Chuck. You gotta love the new baseball rules. So even the pitch clock and everything, because these West Coast games, I'm with you, Chuck. I stay up too and watch them. Usually they end 1:30, but with the new Major League rules,
it's like 12:45
hours. It's not so bad anymore.
Yeah, it's not so bad. Yeah.
No, I'm gonna watch them one time through the order, and if they go through the order in the first inning and we're up 9 or 6-0, I'm going to bed. Or if it takes 3 innings, I'm going to bed. One or the other.
I can't live like that. I need to watch every pitch. I have.
Yeah,
it's part of my illness.
160. There's gonna be 159 more of them.
I have a severe OCD with the Guardians where if I don't know what's going on, I get really anxious.
It's that FOMO. It's that fear of missing out.
No. And there's levels. I first start to get sweaty. Then I start to get itchy, and then I start to have nausea, and then I'm serious. I can't function. It's terrible.
Andy, Chug.
All my personal days,
Go ahead, Chuck. Keep going. He can chug, and you can talk.
All my personal days are based around the Guardian schedule.
What level of anxiousness do you get when you start running through a shopping mall, shooting people in the head?
That's a bit extreme, but I remember I dropped a can of salsa when they traded Nolan Jones for Juan Brito. Glass.
All right. Well, we got some questions about Guardians, so we'll get started. Will the starting pitching? We lost Chuck. He did not like that last joke, apparently. Oh, there he is. Will the Cleveland Guardians starting pitching be the strength of this team?
If it doesn't work, if it's not, we're screwed. So it better be. this all comes down to health. Bieber, McKenzie. We hope that Gavin Williams is going to be okay, but if the starting pitching isn't healthy, we're dead in the water. Fucking dead.
Okay.
And to not be around the Chuck residents if that happens. Oh my God.
I didn't know Chuck brought it this hard. Chuck, I'm impressed with this. This is just okay. I like it.
All right.
I'm excited that we're on together. This is our first time.
I keep bringing it, Chuck. I like this. I like
Yeah.
this. It's making me change my flow a little bit. You kind of it's good stuff, Andy. Good stuff here.
MC Lawrence thinks Chuck looks like Chief Wahoo. I don't know what to think
I'll
about
take that, I guess.
They went to the World Series with Wahoo, twice.
All
Sure did.
Will
3 times actually.
will the Guardians outfield be able to hit home runs this year?
No, but I'm hoping that Chase DeLauder is up by
June
or July. That's what I'm hoping for.
Thank you. Good answer. Right answer.
You got to be realistic.
All right, I guess you can answer this in two different ways. If the season's going well, who's a player we could trade around the deadline? And if it's tanking, who's the guy we could trade?
If it's tanking, Bieber's gone. He's more than gone. Like adios. Like Ramon Laureano's probably gone. Scott Barlow's probably gone. If we're contending, I would like to think that we're gonna go from our prospects and trade for a bat. That'd be nice. But I don't like project. I don't like on Twitter everybody projects and we're all geniuses. I just like to let the season play out and on a game by game basis.
Okay, 30 seconds.
With you on that. I'm all over the place with my predictions.
Okay. So the new changes to baseball this season, what impacts will that have for the Guardians this season?
It shouldn't have much. We were fine last year. We're okay. It shouldn't have much.
How about Class A?
Yeah,
Like,
he
'cause
struggled
that really
last
what
year.
affected him was the
He had-
rules.
He had some weird bad luck with a lot of weird shit in the infield and shit like that. The pitch clock early in the season bothered him. I'm a little worried about his workload. He's pitched, I think, 70 innings in 3 years. James Karinchak I don't know. He just never comes through.
Sucks.
He just never comes through. He disappeared all spring.
Yeah, drink some Mountain Dew.
Thank you.
All right.
That wasn't 30 seconds.
No,
I don't know. I'm trusting Roger's judgment. I'm trusting his judgment here. I don't know.
Roger thinks that.
Hey, you're repeating yourself a couple times there.
All right. Which youngster on the Cleveland Guardians do you think has the potential to take the biggest step forward? Who's gonna, become the next Stephen Kwan or?
Who I'm hoping it's Brian Rocchio. I think he gets slept on a little bit because everybody wants to see Juan Brito and everybody loved Gabriel Arias, including me. But I think Rocchio is the real deal if he gets an opportunity, and it sounds like he's going to get it.
All right. Love that. And then this one is important because I'm about to make a bet on the Cleveland Guardians, and it's going to be based only on your answer. The Cleveland Guardians are currently at 79.5 wins this year.
I'll take the
How
over.
confident are you on a scale from 1 to 10? They're going to hit the over.
I'll take the over. I think I already did actually.
On a scale from 1 to 10, how confident are you that they're going to hit the over?
7. I'm not. You're not. Nobody's at a 10. You can't predict. You're not God. You can't predict the future. I'm at 7.
All right. So I think 7's like worth what? How much is 7 worth? Ed? $500?
Here's the thing. Like, look, I want you to throw down money. I don't care. It's not my money, so I want this to happen. So look, I love Chuck here, but I'm gonna give you better odds, Andy. I'm gonna say 8 and make it at least 750. Make it worth your while. I'm just saying.
If they don't win 79 games, a lot of things went wrong.
Yeah. 750, and I got it given an 8 rating, Andy, and I say have some roll it. And you know what? You can hate me. What are you gonna do? Hate me more if I'm wrong?
I can't hate you any more than I already
exactly. Throw it down. Look, this is what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? It'll be awesome when you win because they'll get over 80.
All right, I'm going to round up to $1,000. Let's go $1,000.
I like that even better, Andy. I love it. Thank you.
Hold on. Let's see if I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Maybe this will be fun. Anyone else have any other questions for Chuck?
I do actually, Chuck. I'm a little bit more old school. I remember going to the old municipal stadium. I was 12, going around East 9th, and they had an old building, and it was the only brick building left of the Gateway project, and said, "Hear the crowd roar" in '94. And now we're getting to a point where we're talking about new brown stadiums and everything, and it's kind of wow, And I look at Progressive Field, 30th, whatever. I think it's 10th oldest now in Major League Baseball after 30 years, and it's like it's still a gem, and they're redoing it and everything. So what do you think about that? Because it's like, I don't know. I think that we talk about this team and stuff like that, but one of the reasons we love this team is because I think one thing I think they said was that, and it's so true, and it pissed Modell off so bad, was when he saw Jacobs Field for the first time and he walked on the field and he said, "Oh damn!" Like, people could not believe, the national media could not believe that Cleveland had such a gem of a ballpark. And now you saw Texas get a new stadium, even though their stadium was built '94 with us, and Atlanta was '97. They've got new one, but Cleveland, we're deciding to put the money into Progressive Field and keep that. And I think that's just something that I think that we should be appreciative, is with all the stadium talk with the Browns and all this stuff like that, and all the back and forth on Twitter. I think that's the one thing as Clevelanders we should unite around and be so proud of and happy that on the corner of Ontario and Carnegie, we do have such a gem. Like, in 100 years, it will be hopefully a Fenway or a Wrigley or something like that. You'll think Jacobs Field, you'll think Progressive Field. Hopefully we'll get a World Series title. That's the only thing that place is missing. But I'm just, what are your thoughts about it? Because I just get, that is the one thing that makes me proud as a Clevelander. I know Andy, and I say bad things about Cleveland because, like I said, I love it. But it's one thing it does make me proud to be a Clevelander, that Jacobs Field, Progressive Field, I think it was so innovative at the time that it can stand the test of time like those other ballparks, and it will be one of the considered all-time classics in Major League Baseball.
Wow, Ed, you're the man.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. I ramble, and Andy usually cuts me off, but I was saying nice things about Cleveland.
This is going to be long in 30 seconds. So I don't live in Cleveland. My aunt and uncle live in Cleveland. I went to Cleveland every summer with my dad, every year, and we went to like 3 games every year when we were kids. I go when the Guardians are in New York every year with my wife. I have a fear of flying. I have an OCD of flying.
Okay, I don't like it either. It's scary.
But I made a, like, if the Guardians make the World Series, like, I'm going. That's kind of what's going to happen. But yeah, Cleveland is a great sports town. It always has been. People forget that. There's great tradition. People forget with all the sports teams. There's great tradition, and there always has been. And I love Cleveland with all my heart. It's awesome.
See, that's the thing about it, and it's just like I don't know, and I feel like with this team, it's like I said, we've been so close. I remember '97 being 17, watching Jarrett Wright, pitch 7 innings as a rookie, and manager Mike Hargrove take him on 3 days rest over Charles Nagy, and people think Cleveland sometimes just loses, but we do take risks and chances, and I think that
I haven't recovered from 2016. I
know that's the thing. Like, we did it. With
I actually missed one of my closest friends' weddings the next day because I was too depressed. I just couldn't.
I'll be honest with you. From '97 till 2016, to me, as a Clevelander, the Guardians mean more for winning a championship. Like, when it comes, I'm sorry, I'm a Brown. I love the Browns.
2007
baseball. I feel like that's the one thing. I know it's weird, but I don't know. I love football, but there's something about Cleveland. Baseball championship to me would be the ultimate.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well done, guys. That was the best part of the show. Oh my God.
That might have been, Andy. That might have been.
Everyone in the audience chugged as well. By the way, it would only let me bet $330 max on one site and $75 on the other. So I did the best I could.
Okay. Good luck.
I do want to get his take on one thing, and I don't even know if what happened with this today, because I kind of got busy this evening. But young Canadian kid, pitcher, was on the cusp. He was the last guy that was going to make the roster. I think he's going to be a good setup. I think he's the eventual closer, possible closer. Cade Smith. Tell us about Cade Smith. I know you love him, Chuck.
I love Cade Smith. He's great. I think he has a really high upside to be a setup man or a closer. Beautiful fastball with carry. It's about 95 to 98, along with a splitter and a slider. So basically has this 3-pitch mix with above average command. I'm a little worried about the bullpen just early in the year. I'm just nervous. because guys like Eli Morgan and Nick Sandlin are going to have to throw some innings and possibly even in high leverage. But early in the year, I'm looking at Hunter Gaddis. I think that plus changeup could play better in short sprints.
Yeah.
People shit on him because he wasn't a good starter last year. It's okay.
We only need you for an inning. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I agree with you.
I think his repertoire could play up in innings, but Trevor Steffen's a big blow. Like as bad as he was last year, he's a very valuable piece to this bullpen. And Henches is a killer. So Scott Barlow and Class A are really going to have a good year. If I'm really nervous about the bullpen.
I'm cashing in these bets I just placed. Oh my God.
Sorry, Andy. The bullpen is kind of scary, but I think all bullpens are scary.
They're all volatile. They're all
every year you can't rely. You have a good bullpen one year. You can't say it carries over next year. It just doesn't work like that.
I'm a little worried about Class A at some point, about his usage, like Cody Allen. I
agree with you, Chuck. He's 25, and if
Cody Allen went from throwing 98 to 92.
This is when you overuse. Look at Kluber and how they overuse him. You saw what happened. Of course, I think Class A just needs to maybe pitch 80% of what he did last year. He can't have the workload he did because
I don't think it's going to happen. I think he's going to pitch 70, 75 innings. They have him under contract on a cheap contract. They're just going to let it rip. That's just how it's going to go. I agree with you. It's just not how it's going to go.
I can interject here. If Chuck and Ed, if you guys went on a blind date and just started hitting it off, talking baseball, who would inevitably be the top and who would be the bottom?
I always say this when Chuck, you're the guest. You got to answer this first. I don't know.
So top to bottom, what is that in reference to?
Like who's pitching and who's catching?
See, I know where this is. I mean, I know the inference is. And Chuck, you can.
You guys are getting along famously for.
I'm a very flawed fan. I'm the most passionate, most outgoing, most loving fan of the Guardians you will ever meet. But I wasn't good. I wasn't good at school. I have a very hard time understanding data and the numbers and crunching. I try like hell. I have a head of bricks when it comes to numbers, but I try like hell. But I don't understand it so well. But I'm the most passionate, down to earth fan you'll ever meet. And I love the game of baseball.
I'll answer it, Andy. I'll answer it. You want to know who's the pitcher and who's the. I know what you're getting at. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm calling for a designated hitter. I'm out of this, buddy. That's my answer. Calling for a designated hitter. I'm sitting this one out.
Chuck don't like the analytics. You don't like the numbers. And
I'm a baseball nut. Hey, I was thrown out of the network for being a big baseball nut. So,
I got.
We would enjoy our date at New Progressive Field, Andy. If that's to answer your question, I think Chuck and I could have a nice day at newly renovated Progressive Field. It is a gem that I just talked about. So, hey, if the date's at Progressive Field,
I'm hoping to go to Cleveland with my wife in August. That's really my goal this year.
Nice.
Thank you.
Let me know when you're there. Yeah. All right, we're gonna move it along to Spit, Sip, Chug.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
There was the explosion on Dog Chug like last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
And I bought it all, guys. I was like freaking out. I DM'd Roger. Zach is texting me. Is Dog Chug okay? We were bugging out. I love you guys. I just want to say y'all my family on here. So.
Well,
I know
it was a tough time. It was tough.
Chuck,
I reached out to Roger. I reached out to Ross. I think I reached out to Andy too. I was nervous.
We're better off for it, Chuck. We're going to be better.
He's like, what? Yeah.
We cleared the air. We had a good mediation session, and we both grew from this experience, and we're getting along. We rebranded the show.
Oh, it's part of the grind, guys. It's part of the grind.
I forgot what we even thought about.
Because you bully people and you're an asshole.
That's right.
I laugh at Roger.
That's right. I forgot.
I find Roger's Twitter very enjoyable. Nice. It's way better than mine.
We're like the Beatles, but we stuck together, Andy.
My Twitter sucks.
You're like the Beatle that left the Beatles. Which one? What was that guy's name?
We had that. Yeah, no. But because Ringo, they got Ringo.
Stu.
That's right. Who was the one?
No,
before
Stu.
Ringo?
He was the drummer. His name was Stuart Jones, I think. And he was the original drummer.
And he talked about it.
I think you're John Lennon, Andy. I think you would be John Lennon. I want to be Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney. All right. We're going to move it along to Spit, Sip, Chug. keep this thing moving. The first two statements are going to be a little bit different. Typically, we make a statement if you agree, you chug. If you disagree, you spit. And if you're somewhere in the middle, you sip. But for the first two, it's going to be an open-ended question, and you're just going to give your best answer. And then we're going to go around the horn. And if we agree, we're going to chug or spit or sip. So the first two are going to be like that. Roger, we'll start with you. You are allowed to sip this on this occasion because I don't want to be told that I'm controlling you at all. Who will win the Central this season? And Roger first in Cuyahoga Falls' opinion.
Which one is it? Which one is it?
Which team will win the Central?
Oh, win the Central Division?
Yes.
Okay, we're not going in order. All right. Man, you know what? It could go. How is this? What am I spitting on this?
No, you're give your answer, and then we're all going to
okay.
if we agree with you or not.
Oh, okay. I got it. I'm with it. Twins already got 3 pitchers on the disabled list. I'm going with the Guardians. Guardians are going to win 87 games and win the division.
Mike.
What do you say, Chuck?
I agree. I think the Guardians win the division.
Chug it.
All right. So did Roger make a compelling case? I'm going to say no, you didn't. I'm spinning on your answer.
I don't. Kind of.
Ed?
My turn or just to judge them?
Your turn to.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you this, Andy. I'll tell you this. Who is not going to win the AL Central this year? It will not be the Detroit Tigers. It will not be the Kansas City Royals. It will not be the Minnesota Twins, nor will it be the Chicago Pale Hose and the White Sox. It will be the Cleveland Guardians because I think Stephen Kwan, my bold prediction, I said it the other day on the We Like Sports show, and I believe this, he will hit a whopping 12 to 15 home runs this year. You're going to think Stephen Kwan's on the juice this year. I think you're going to get some of that. And so, yeah, the Guardians will win the AL Central.
All right. I'm going to spit on that one too. Roger and Chuck, do you like Ed's answer there? You can.
I mean, it sounds nice. I mean, I don't think it's going to happen, but you never know. I think he's more likely to win the batting title and hit 15 home runs. But if Stephen Kwan hits 15 home runs, he's an all-star.
He's 15 home runs. We're going to be like Brady Anderson's 50 in 96.
Yeah.
Where the hell did that come from?
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to happen. But I think there's a chance he could win a batting title. I really do.
Well, I did pick the Guardians to win the division, Andy. That really was the question. I just gave extra material there.
Yeah, no.
Okay, because you're judging me on Stephen Kwan, but is the Guardians pick, Chuck? Is that what you're saying is kind of outrageous as well?
My pick?
Yeah, the Guardian.
Yeah. I don't like making picks, but I never go against my team. I go with Guardians. I
just wanted to know what part of the art. Okay, that makes sense. I just want to make sure that. So you're hating on Stephen Kwan and you think he can't hit. Okay, that's cool. I heard you, Chuck. I heard you.
I said he's going to win a batting title. I don't know if I'm hating on him.
No, that don't matter. Chicks dig the long ball. You got to hit the long. We need some home runs. Come on.
Chicks dig the long ball.
All right.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Ross isn't here.
Ross is
on assignment. He's on assignment.
He had his job got a little bit in the way. His main job, I should say.
Is he okay?
Yeah, everything's fine. He's just we said we'd hold down the fort for him.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. For me on this one, man, I love the Gardos, and I actually think like the manager change is going to have some positives. I think new energy is going to be a good thing for this team. It's a young team. They kind of felt stale last season. I think that's kind of going to go away. So I'm excited. However, there's going to be some negatives too. I'll get into that maybe with another question, but I don't think this team, I think it's going to kind of be an up and down roller coaster. Some awesome moments, some frustrating moments. I just don't think they're going to win the Central this year, unfortunately. I think it's going to be those damn Twins. I think they've just got way less question marks than we do. So I think they are going to take it down this year. And yeah, so you guys can all go ahead and spit now, but that's what I think.
No, I'm gonna sip on that answer if we can, for
Fair.
sipping one of them, because I think it's a well thought out answer, Andy. I may not agree, but it's well thought out.
Appreciate it. Okay, so we're going to move on along to statement number 2. Ed, we're going to start with you on this one.
Oh, jeez.
What will be the biggest thing that goes wrong for the Guardians this season? Like, what will be the story of kind of what kept us from winning the World Series if we fail to win the World Series?
Gosh, the problem with this team is all facets of baseball. It's like they could really spring a leak and it could get really out of control. Like it could be to the point where you're getting good starting pitching and Bieber's going 6-7 innings and you just get that bullpen in the 8th and 9th, and God, they keep blowing 1-run games. And, now you look at that could really, really hurt the season. Then you look at the starting pitching, which has proven like once again that it can not stay healthy, and it's going into the season once again, not at full strength. So, okay, so we got that on top. Then we got the hitting. Let's talk about the hitting. Last in home runs last year with 127. How do you the year before then? Well, second to last in home runs. Congratulations, you're consistently bad at doing what most teams do to win ball games. Playing the New York Yankees is a lot easier when it doesn't take 5 hits to score 1 run. I know that's mathematically impossible, but only Cleveland could take 5 hits to get 1 run. But the Yankees decide, get a walk, boom, an Aaron Judge home run. Win baseball the right way, because it's the only way to win now. And we just need more pop in our bat. I'm not freaking out. I think Josh Naylor is going to hit some. We just need home runs. Like I love the batting averages, but but let's be real. Miles Straw, if Miles Straw would hit 10 to 15 home runs, probably would still be our starting center fielder. So that's my thing with this team. So what could go wrong? A bunch of stuff that Chuck alluded to earlier on with all the questions. Nice questions, by the way, Andy, that you put together. And so that's the thing. And if it explodes, it's going to be. It's not going to be just. It will ruin our season. It will just. There's no way. We don't have enough hitting to overcome bad bullpen. We don't have enough. Nobody has enough. You know what I'm saying? Everything we have is deficient to begin with. So now we need all 3 phases to actually perform above. That's the problem with this team. It could win 92 games like in 2022, or it could be like last year. We'll find out.
We blew so many games in the bullpen last year. It was total insanity.
Well,
I remember
Emmanuel led the major leagues. He led major leagues in saves and blown saves.
We were up by 4. We were up by 4 runs in Texas, and I lost my fucking shit.
Epic Texas meltdown, Chuck. Do you remember the date, and do you remember what happened? We love to hear it.
But that's baseball.
It was a Friday.
Friday. Okay, Friday. Gotcha.
Trevor Stephan gave up. No, it was a Sunday, and Trevor Stephan gave up 4 runs. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, see, Chuck, this is why we have you on, because you know what I'm saying. We love the aspect and the different variety and perspective.
It ruined my entire day. Actually, I was very upset.
Jesus Christ, I got a drink.
Ed, you gave an answer there. I agreed with what you said, so I'm going to chug on your answer.
I don't remember what I said, but because Chuck's story was so great.
Chuck, outside of getting really pissed when we blow 4-run leads, what will be the biggest factor that goes wrong for the Guardians this season?
That goes wrong?
Yeah. Like, what will be the story of why we didn't have the success that we could have had?
What dooms us?
Shane Bieber and Tristan McKenzie not staying healthy. That's really all it comes down to.
Okay.
If you can pitch, you got a shot. Pitching good. I'd rather have good pitching than anything else in baseball. Good pitching, it's like having a good quarterback with a shitty roster. It covers up a lot. It covers up for a lot of mistakes. But
and Chuck would know because he's a New York Jets fan.
Oh yeah. But I'm just nervous about McKenzie and I'm more nervous about McKenzie. I'm just anxious, nervous.
Is that velo going to get up, Chuck? Because you were saying about his velo being 88 miles an hour. Come on, Bieber got his up obviously finally, but what's if McKenzie's throwing 88, 89? That ain't going to get it done.
I was eating sushi in my car on my lunch break, and I was looking at the StatCast for his velocity, and I see that he's going from 92, and then his next pitch is 88. I spit up my sushi because I got spicy mayo on my shirt.
Yeah, those balls are going to go over the fence then, if that's the case.
No, but more health-wise, he has to. He's because Bieber's gone next year. That's
right.
That's done deal. McKenzie's the most important piece of our rotation for this year and for the future.
He better get his arm right.
Yeah, I'm nervous.
I am going to spit on your answer because, even if those 2 guys are healthy all season, I still think there's the potential the season's not going to go as well as
Yeah.
we all think it could.
I disagree. I think the pitching's floor is very high. I think our rotation's floor is so high if they're healthy.
See, that's the thing. But I don't even try. I don't trust that.
If Bieber and McKenzie throw 190 to 200 innings, I think we're in the playoffs. I'll put it that way.
All right. You know what? I like that answer. Now
Sipping now?
So I'm gonna Chug.
Roger, where are you on that?
Okay. This is where I'm at.
If McKenzie and Bieber throw 200 innings, we're in the playoff. That's my point.
Chuck, you're absolutely right with pitching. Pitching is if I got a choice of do I want solid pitching or solid hitting in my farm system and on my major league ball club, I want pitching. Number one.
Every day.
But here's where what's your perspective? All right. What's going to be the biggest thing that goes wrong for the Guardians? Here's the biggest thing that can go wrong for the Guardians because right now they're into year 3. All right. Take a look at Baltimore. Baltimore won 101 games last year. All right. This year, Baltimore, I think, is going to be the best team in baseball. It's going to be Baltimore and Atlanta. Atlanta and Baltimore are going to be the 2 teams. Now, just hold on.
Yeah, go.
They built this. The last time they went to the playoffs was 2016. Is when we went to the World Series. They tore it down. They lost. They had a season where they won 48 games. Can you imagine how miserable Baltimore baseball was? See, the Guardians don't go through swings like that.
We do
when
not.
We're bad. We don't go through the swings like that. It took them from 2016 up until last year, and they fell short in the playoffs. But listen, their best player, the number 1 prospect in all of baseball, is a kid named Jackson Holliday. Baltimore's so good, they sent him back down, and he had a tremendous spring.
I wouldn't say
their payroll is $96 million.
A little contract
at the trade deadline, they got enough money to make moves. Here's what I'm saying. Is what are our expectations of the Guardians this season? If you expect them to win the World Series, then your list of what went wrong is going to be fucking long. Here's what's going to go wrong this year for the Guardians if Bo Naylor doesn't work out to be our catcher by September and he's sent back down, he's bouncing up and down. Number 2, Manzardo comes up and he's not our answer at first base, and they don't have an answer at shortstop. That's what could go wrong because this roster right now is waiting until next year around trade deadline when they can start adding talent into 2026 when they'll be ready to contend for an actual World Series. See, everybody has these high expectations of this baseball team right now. And if that's your expectations, then like I said, your list is going to be fucking long of what went wrong. But what really could go wrong is if these young kids don't work out and fill these positions that they want them to fill, because then next year in June, you could spend some money and plug 1 or 2 holes. If Bo Naylor works out, if Manzardo works out, by then, if the louder comes up, is what I'm saying. That would be a failure. That could go wrong this season. So, yes, put your hands in the air. Next.
Yeah, so Roger, I love you, Roger. The 2 most important hitters to me on the Guardians right now are Andres Gimenez and Bo Naylor. Because Jose's going to get his.
Okay. Yeah, but those 2, yes.
You need a bounce back season offensively. And Bo Naylor.
That's the season, Chuck. I don't care about the season. I really don't. Don't.
Look,
don't tell that to Chuck.
Look, are we going to win the World Series? Probably not. But if you pitch well, you get in the playoffs, then you let it rip and whatever.
What I'm saying, I'm not going to be disappointed if they don't. I don't care if they don't make the postseason this year. What I don't want them to do is slide back. Like last year was a regression.
I see what you're saying.
I want them to build on last year and continue to build. Because I
think our real contention window is 2025 to 26 when DeLauder and Juan Frito and Kyle Manzardo have some experience under their belt. But yeah, Roger, I agree. I still think the rotation could be the best rotation in baseball if they're healthy.
Right. Oh, definitely, without a doubt. But they need these young position players to start panning out and knowing what they have where. Because like you said, 25, 26 is our years for contention. So you need to know where you're at with these young guys. You know what I mean? You got to have shortstop figured out.
Fucking pumped for tomorrow night. I can't wait. I'm just like,
Andy, I got a provocative statement, and I want you guys' thoughts
What
on
I'm
it.
trying to do, Chuck, is I don't want you to get all excited. Plan on a World Series.
I know,
and take
Roger.
it off work.
You see my tweets that I'm ready to jump out of a window, and you get concerned about me.
All right, Andy's cutting in. He's
No,
drank 3 beers during that.
I want to make sure one person that was aggressive. Ed, you were trying to say a corny joke, I'm sure. What?
I have a provocative statement. It's not really that corny. I was going to make Chuck probably have an orgasm, but here's the thing. I really believe this as a Cleveland fan, that moving forward, I actually am more higher on the expectations of where they're going to go, the Guardians, than I am the Cleveland Cavaliers. Let's be real. The Cavaliers, at their best, could maybe win the first round and get bounced, biggity bounced. But the Guardians, like, I think they could actually look. Maybe they win 80 games, maybe whatever. But I think they got a chance of look. They won 92 games in 2022. I think there's a scenario where I could see them going to the World Series and losing. It's baseball. It happens. Look at the 2019 Nationals.
I see no
universe where the Cavs do good. No
Roger,
universe.
They're good enough to put themselves in position to be there in the end of September to have a shot to be in October.
What do you
baseball.
think, Andy? Do you think I'm crazy saying that?
But look at the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks made the World Series and were like hopeless a year ago.
Listen, I just want to point out, Ed just said he was going to give Chuck an orgasm. that Chuck will be the top and Ed will be the bottom.
Not necessarily, but you'll have to watch the dog Chug and find out for sure, though.
I just want to watch my Guardians. I just want to watch my Guardians, guys. I couldn't give a fuck what's on top.
But am I wrong, Andy, about that? Do you have more faith that the Guardians could actually do something more than the Cavs this year?
Okay, this is insane. First of all, 2022, nobody expected the Guardians to, be a team that was going to be able to achieve what they achieved. Once you get to the playoffs, if things roll, anything can happen. I mean, we had the Yankees on the ropes, right? And we didn't follow through, but we could have, and if we did, who knows how far this team could have gone. Last year was a pretty shitty year, but that doesn't mean like this season. I mean, last season our pitching was in shambles from the beginning. Our pitching was just either they weren't performing the way we thought they would, or they were injured, right? I mean, Chuck, you know this better than I do. If we're healthy, Chuck's saying we could have one of the top rotations in baseball. Even if we're like top 3, that's enough to get through the season. And if you get to the playoffs with one of the best pitching staffs, good things are probably likely to. It's not out of the equation. So
right.
But guys, remember, Bo Naylor, Andres Gimenez. If they have a good season, we're in good shape.
I guess I was really just bashing the Cavs, Andy. I guess that's what I was doing.
Sure. It's the problem is, with the Cavs, it's the NBA. You're not going to beat a better team than you.
That's true.
Baseball is a different sport. Once you get to the postseason, anything can happen. Unlike football and unlike basketball. Yeah. Anyway, Chuck, you answered that I think last, or no, Roger answered last.
Yeah.
I'm going to sip because I don't remember what you said.
Fair enough.
And I haven't answered yet. I mean, for me, the biggest thing that could go wrong for the Guardians, and I know this sounds like I'm saying the bullpen's going to let us down, but I'm going to go a little bit more detail. Francona was so good at knowing what levers to pull to get to maximize the team. I know everyone liked to complain when he blew a game, but more often than not, he would leave a guy in one inning too long, and it would seem to work. I know last year nothing seemed to work, but if you look at the guy's career here, he knew what to do. Our new manager, I mean, he's a rookie. I don't think he's going to have all the answers, all the experience. So he's going to have to figure that out as he goes. Sort of like we watched Kevin Stefanski get maybe slightly better during his 4 years. So I think our biggest flaw this year is going to be just kind of losing those one-run games because we might not have put the best, situationally, we might not have handled it the best that we could have. So, I think we won a lot of games in overtime and one-run games throughout Francona's career. I don't think we're going to have that this season, so that's what I'm going to go with. Anyway.
I'm sipping on your answer.
I'm going to sip on it. Yeah. Can I sip on your answer? Is that right?
Yeah.
I want to sip. Only because, Andy, I agree with you, man, 100%. I got to give the new skipper, only because he is a catcher, But this is it. Okay.
I agree with you
99%.
I'm sipping.
99%.
You're right.
99%. And we kept pitching coaches still here. And the new
Carlos,
manager
yeah.
was a catcher. If he was like an outfielder or a second baseman, we'd be fucked. But only because he's a catcher, we might have a chance. But you're right, because it's a Francona factor, and that's where I was with you on it. And you know what? I'm chugging. You talked me into it. I'm chugging.
All right. We're moving on to statement number 3. This one actually is going to be one where you either chug, spit, or sip based on if you agree, disagree, or are indifferent. If you 100% agree, but you're indifferent. Attendance for the Cleveland Guardians this season will be under the 1.8 million fans that turned out to the ballpark in 2023. Chuck.
I'll go under, but nothing significant, like a smidge under.
All right, so under it means you're chugging.
Yeah.
Are you drinking your what do you like?
What you got there, Manischewitz?
Yeah, something like that.
All right.
All right. Yeah, I agree. Attendance is going to be under. I think we had a big surge in attendance last year after making the playoffs. Last year was abysmal.
We also sucked last year.
They sucked, yeah. But out of the early, I don't know. If they come out swinging, the attendance will be over. I don't think they're going to quite do that. So I think this will be an up and down year. I think it'll be a little bit under 1.8 million. But I agree with Chuck. It'll be slightly under. So I am going to chug on this. Roger?
You know what? I'm spitting. Didn't they take out a whole bunch of seats, put in a whole bunch of blue seats, and now like the whole
that's
one?
a good point. That's a good point. I know. I'm changing my answer to over.
But the whole deck, like one whole deck now is a bar. Like they took the seats out of like an entire deck, and like it's just like one big bar. I think it's going to be more people. I think they're going to treat it more. Now they have the passes where you, like Ross has one, where you can go to every game for the month for what, $50 or whatever. Matt, the attendance is going to go through the roof. I think it's going to be way more than that.
All right.
It's going to be huge.
That was a good answer, Roger. I kind of agree with what you're saying. Ed.
Attendance will be 1.800001. So even if there's 1.8 million and one person, it would suffice the statement. And I think that's going to happen. I think this team's going to stay even in contention longer than maybe it should. That will help attendance. But I think the new stuff at the Progressive Field Reimagined is if you go on the website.
Games, Ed?
So what?
Do you go to games, Ed?
I think I might this year. Well, here's the thing. I was kind of staying away from it a little bit because I knew they were doing renovations. I'm like you. You're OCD about things, but I want to see it when it's just done. I don't want to see it through one thing about like when I living in Columbus and I saw Gateway getting built, I never saw. I lived down here, so going to Jacobs Field for the first time or going to Gund Arena at the time. My grandma called it gonorrhea. But the Gund Arena. But yeah, seeing that, just out of nowhere, like, I don't want to go to Progressive Field under the renovation. I want it to be done. I want a finished product.
You only want to go see it to see the finished product. You don't want to go see your favorite baseball team play baseball.
Well, I would, because I would maybe Andy, you'd want to go catch a game with me. Maybe on Chuck and I's day.
We'll all go. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, but no, I want to see the blue seats too. I think that's cool. I like that. I think that's cool.
All right. Fair enough.
Doesn't take much.
Okay. Final statement. I'm going to start this one. Bo Naylor will have a more memorable season than his brother Josh this season. And I want to memorable meaning who will kind of surpass their expectations.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to sip on that. I love Josh Naylor. He doesn't ever play a full season. And I think Bo Naylor is very young, and he was amazing in the second half of the year last year. I think that's a sip, yeah.
All right.
That doesn't mean Josh isn't going to have a good season. I'm just really confident in Bo Naylor.
All right. Well, a little bit out of turn there, but that's fine. We like to keep it loose on the
I'm gonna have to Chug. Is that a rule violation or no? I don't care. Is it?
I'm going to spit on this one. I think Bo Naylor's going to take a huge step this season, and I think he's going to be great. But come on, Josh is the fucking man, and I love that. I love him. He's my favorite player on the team, and he'll have the more memorable season. And I hope they have a rivalry that just continues to sharpen iron, as they say. So, here's a bit, Roger.
This is, you know what? I don't know which way I want to go on this. I'm going to sip. I got to sip on it because
I can't
Josh
fucking
Naylor's like where he hits where he hits in the order right there can give him more opportunities of more memorable moments or a more memorable season with bigger moments at bats in games. But Bo Naylor, like being the young, like what we hope is, Sandy Alomar Jr., and he lives behind the dish for us for, 8, 9 years. I don't know. So I'm sipping. Like you said, Andy, I'm agreeing with you again that they're just both to have a competition, brotherly competition going at it and trying to outdo each other all year. And man, nothing bad can come out of that. So
Can't wait to see which one steals Taylor Swift.
right. One of these a day Taylor Swift.
Ed.
You know what? I'm sipping, and Roger, because he is a big Ed fan, and I love you, Roger. You are my soulmate. I heard you last night call me soulmate, and I feel it in my soul. But here's the deal. When he said Sandy Alomar, and I want to get to that point because the statement is Bo Naylor will have a more memorable season. I don't think so. I think the key hits you look at will be Josh Naylor hitting the, like in Chicago against the White Sox, those memorable hits that just turn series, turn the season, the tide of it and everything. But here's what I like what Roger said about Sandy Alomar. When we traded Sandy Alomar and got him from the Padres like in 1990 with Baerga, and we made that trade with Joe Carter, he developed, like he'd hit, 10 home runs, 15 home runs. It was the 97 season, obviously, that he won, All-Star MVP and obviously went to the World Series and were 2 outs away. Won't mention that. But Bo Naylor will become that type of player where he'll never be that great defensively. He'll never be Pudge Rodriguez. He'll never be that, but he'll be serviceable and he'll have a little bit more offense than most other catchers that you're playing against. And that's the key, is to have just your catcher to be okay, throw some runners out, but just be like even Martinez, him behind the plate and things like that. Just a little bit more offense than the other guy, maybe, what I'm saying, and be a cog there. So yeah, I think memorable when it comes to a career is going to be Bo's if you're looking at it. But to answer that's why I'm sipping. But Josh is going to make the key hits. At Andy's point, when everybody thinks of this season, if we make the playoffs, it's going to be those 4 to 5. Wow, Josh Naylor, he did it in the 8th or 9th inning, and it's just like, damn, wow.
You sound like Jan Gomes with a Silver Slug 1 year, and then he was a one and done.
Well, I don't think Bo Naylor will be that, but it won't be as memorable as just. Josh Naylor has that. He's that star factor, and if he doesn't get hurt, man, he was in it for like MVP. Chuck, when he got hurt, he was in it still.
Right.
He fell apart fast when he left.
Yeah.
All right, and we're just putting it out there. Josh Naylor, he's a pretty good dude. So
come on,
if you pick a Kelsey, you should go check out Josh Naylor. Chuck, do you first of all, what are you doing with the pod? Like, what's going on over there? It's been a minute.
We usually do it every Sunday. I think Zach is in service somewhere, so it's hard for us to record. But yeah, we're doing it. I'm not such a good podcaster though. I just don't feel like I'm a good podcaster. Okay.
Because we are also not good podcasters.
Hey, who did you guys have on?
We had Richie. We had Richie Palacios. We had Zach Meisel. We had We had Tanner.
No, this past Sunday.
Oh, nice.
This past Sunday, man, it was a great show. But you did really good, man. No, you do good.
Yeah,
you're a good color man.
I just feel like I'm not. I just feel like I'm not good at it.
See, what you do is you add some color to your podcast. Zach's like he knows the X's and O's, and you add the color, man. No, you do a good job, really good job.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Well, everyone go check it out. When's it on? Thursdays? Wait, sorry.
Sunday night.
You're such a good listener, Andy.
What time? And where can we find you?
So when I first created my Twitter, I didn't know that I thought whatever. So basically, just look up Chuck 22. That's basically what I'll say.
Chuck 22. Go search him.
And then at the corner podcast, they're on X. You can find them on X, and they
I just want to say
broadcast on
I love you guys.
Spotify.
Love
He's
you.
on everything. YouTube, yeah.
And Andy, we should do a Chuck's Corner for like 5 minutes every Wednesday to recap what's going on. You guys got to talk about the Guardians more than the fucking Browns.
I would love that, Chuck. Andy just says no every time I mention it, though. I don't know why. Why do you do that, Andy?
Well,
we should ban all Browns content until I'll give you training camp. So ban it until July.
There's a thing called the draft, Chuck. The people
I'll give you the draft.
love
I'll give you the draft. I give you that.
Do you want to be on every Wednesday, or you want to send us a video and we'll play it every Wednesday?
No, I say we do like a mini segment every Wednesday to shove the Chuck's Corner, like a 5 minute.
We would love that. Absolutely.
Sure, it's in. You're done.
And the show should be called Guard Chug until the draft, and then once the draft is over, then call it Guard Chug.
We will make you a deal. As long as the team is over 500, we will keep it Guard Chug.
No, I don't accept those terms. It's common sense. The football season's over.
I mean, if they're not pulling
you don't trust your guards?
We got to go back to Dog Chug.
All right, so yeah, sure. If they're over 500, let's do it. We start against Oakland, so I'm hoping we start out 500.
What happens if it goes up and down, Andy? Do we change the name from day to day if it's hovering on 500, or how does that work?
Just quiet down. We'll figure it out.
I can't wait. I'm gonna get some beer tomorrow night, relax, hang out with the wife. The wife's gonna go to sleep.
All right, here's a good question. What's your beer of choice?
Do you get like?
I'll go Coors Light. I'll shock you on this. I also like Hoegaarden.
Coors Light, nice.
Hoegaarden's an underrated beer to me.
Yeah.
Do you like eat Doritos in the bed when you're watching a game, like get crumbs?
No, I'm too anxious to eat.
Try not to chew. Try not to crunch. Real
What I do
loud
is
to wake your wife up.
I'm too anxious. I get sick during the game, so I don't eat anything. Like my whole life, my personal life, my business life revolves around the Guardians schedule. Day games, night games, afternoon games.
I love you, Chuck.
It all revolves around it.
I am so excited for tomorrow. I actually am not going to poker.
We're staying up, just knowing you're staying up.
And I've already bought a big bag of peanuts, and I'm just going to sit in my basement and watch the game at 10 o'clock and eat my peanuts. I don't eat peanuts very often, but for the home opener, not the
season opener.
Well, let's
sit there and
get on X.
Peanuts. I'm so excited. I can't. That's why, I'm more excited about the peanuts than I am about the game.
Ted, it was an honor to meet you, my man.
Wow.
Oh, absolutely, Chuck. Anytime, like I said, yeah, this is and I love your passion, and Andy, I'm all for Chuck doing a 5-minute thing on every week.
Okay.
It has to be like a quick at the corner segment. Just recap the week, recap the game of the day. Just what I mean. Just a general pulse of what's going on.
We trust you, Chuck. We trust you. You have all
creative
authority with you, Chuck.
Then I'll get the fuck out of there.
I'll tell you what. You get 5 minutes. You get to drive the bus.
Whatever. Yeah.
Hey, and then you gotta get Zach to bring me on and talk baseball on your podcast.
Oh, Roger, I would love that. I would love that.
Anytime you guys let me know. Sunday nights, I'm always available.
So, Chuck, if you and Roger went on a blind date, who would be the top and who would be the bottom?
Well, Roger's a bit older than me, so I'd let him pick. Which one he wants.
Wow. Respects his elders. I love it.
I respect my elders.
All right. Well, everyone, tune in to what was it? The corner.
At the corner.
At the corner, Andy.
Sorry, I'm a little drunk. You guys. Yeah, I had to chug a lot today because
it's going to be a long season. You might as well keep drinking.
That's why I love baseball. Every day, your team is there. Win or lose, your team is there for you, with you every single
really
day.
quick. You know what I love? The fact that we don't have the first game of the season with a day off immediately following it.
Yeah.
Why do they always do that?
Oh, it's beautiful. We get 10 o'clock, then 9:40, then we get a 4 o'clock game, then we go to Seattle. It's beautiful. Love it. I can't wait.
Hey, Chuck, you like the V-neck T-shirt, not the crew neck, huh?
Yeah, I picked the wrong shirt for this show. I agree. Yeah, it was a poor choice by me.
No bacon neck for you.
All
yeah.
right. Well, this has been exceptional. I had such a fun time tonight, Chuck. You're amazing on the show. I hope you come back on every week and do 5 minutes. I'm genuinely
You're in.
Yeah. So excited about this, Ed.
But we have to do it right. Like it has to be remember
5 minutes.
less.
Oh,
is good.
no, we're not getting
Good.
Chuck. Don't worry, you're not getting 5 minutes and 1 second.
Hey,
You get 5
you got to
minutes.
get together with Ross on that. He's the
Don't worry
producer.
about it.
Let,
Don't worry
Work that
about
out with Ross.
We'll have a
Less is more,
countdown.
guys.
We'll have a countdown next
Yeah,
week
yeah.
that'll count down, and as soon as it gets to 0, we just boot you off.
I love
Yeah.
you, Chuck, but
Fair
you're getting
enough.
5. You're getting 5 and no more than 5.
Okay.
Okay.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
All right. Well, this has been fun.
Andy, and you better watch tomorrow night.
Oh, I'm in. I'm watching.
You
All
better
right.
Hey,
not be
we'll all
looking
be
at
on X.
some fucking
I'm-
Browns mock drafts. You know, you better be in tomorrow.
I'm not the Brown mock draft guy. You must have me confused.
I don't mock draft. Oh, I hate the mock draft.
But I will
I'm
be-
staying
I will
out
be
now.
watching.
And we're gonna on X. We're gonna live chat during the whole game tomorrow night.
Let's all get into a little stupid chat and we'll just talk.
Yeah.
Wait a minute,
Right.
you guys? Am I still in that chat, the Dog Chug chat?
No,
You're in
removed
one
me,
of
I
them.
think.
I don't know. We'll put you in one.
we'll put you in.
I'll put
I
you
was
in one.
I was in it for a while, then it disappeared.
I'm in 75 different chats.
Yeah,
Chuck.
me too.
Jesus Christ, you don't even know.
Well, we're going a little long, so I'm going to end it. But this has been fantastic, Chuck. Thank you so much for joining.
All right, I love you guys, and I'm a big fan of all you guys of what you do and the program of Dog Chug and what it brings to your viewers, and
Thank you, Chuck.
and you guys should keep on doing it, God willing, and big fan of all you guys.
Thank you, Chuck.
Thank you for that, Chuck. That was amazing, Ross. We hope you're back next week. Go Browns, go Guardians. Drink.
No, go Guards, go Guardians,
Go Guards.
Get that
Happy
Brown.
birthday, Ed.
Fuck the Browns.
Thank you,
Happy birthday,
thank
Ed.
you, Roger. Happy birthday to me.